Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I can see those guys who are working on your eyes are doing a good job because there is some improvement. President, it is leadership to admit when you have made a mistake. You can't come here and say you never promised the people of Alexander 1 million houses. You said so. You said you are going to build 1 million houses for the people of Alexander. And knowing you being a legally trained person, like you said, you are not an illiterate who just speaks without knowing what he's speaking about. And being a president, before you take a stage, your back office would have given you the necessary information which is relevant to this place where you are. So it is important that today you admit that you made a mistake because those people are dying. Some of them stayed at Stradler. And as a result, that land is not for human settlement. And when you created that impression, a lot of expectation was made. We're dealing with human beings here who've got feelings. And when a president speaks, they've got their expectation, high because they know it's not a lesser authority speaking. Our fighter was killed, Moshe Mphahlele, in Alexander, fighting for people to occupy the containers, rightful people to occupy the containers. Because of that daily struggle of housing in Alex, now we've lost our honorary commissar during the battle for occupation of these containers. In his honor, and in the honor of the poorest, people who are sleeping with the rats, people who are staying in places where there is no proper sanitation and water, in their honor, I think it is a correct thing to say, I'm sorry, I've made a miscalculation, and I said 1 million houses instead of 40,000 houses. Because to say you have not said it, you are now becoming a professional politician who can just say this today and turn against it tomorrow, and it's business as usual. So,
Honourable Malema, you have to conclude.
With the little numbers that you have now, maybe this will help you to regain some confidence. Alexander, thank you.
The Honourable the President.
Mushavi, let me start by extending my condolences for the passing of Mphahlele. I had wanted to call you, but I then got distracted by a whole number of things. I felt very sad when that incident happened because Mphahlele was an important leader in your party. So my condolences. In addressing precisely the point that you are making, we took care to go back to that recording and listened to it. And had a number of people in my office listening to it and interpreting it because ke boletse ka Sepedi ka bolela, and to the extent, Honorable Malema, that it created this impression that I said 1 million houses for Alexander, which objectively would not be possible anyway, because we just don't have the land there to build the 1 million houses. And to the extent that it created that impression, yes, I will say I apologize for having made people believe that I meant for Alexander. What I really meant was, yes, we would want to build 1 million houses for the whole country. And as it turned out, of course, we never really reached even that target because of a whole number of issues. We succeeded in building, during the MTSF, we succeeded in building 240,000 houses, which is way below what we had wanted. And there are many reasons around the country why we have not been able to reach our targets. And these are things that we do need to correct, because in some cases there's been underspending. Money has been laid out, and the entities that are supposed to build those houses often do not do so, and the money is returned. And the issue of Alexandra is quite complex and has been so for years. And we've had a number of initiatives that were put in place, but I do believe that Honorable Malema, with some of the initiatives that I've spoken about, we will be able to make progress. The living conditions of our people in Alexandra are really, truly appalling. And I should say that it's not only Alexandra, it is in a number of informal settlements, which one sees as one goes around to visit our people. And you can see that they live with rats, they live where there are no facilities, and this imposes a huge responsibility on us as government to improve the living conditions of our people. This is precisely what we are committed to doing as the 7th administration, and we will work day in and day out to make sure that we give our people living conditions that are conducive to the living of human beings. So we will be focusing on that. But thank you very much for having raised the issue of the living conditions of the people of Alexandra. I take it seriously, and I'm glad that you also take it seriously.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. John Swiner TV. Please subscribe. Bye for now till we meet again next time. Subscribe.